Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video. So we have been a little bit slack with vlogging, I'm not gonna lie, ever since we came back off holiday. I think I did my little trip report, but luckily I did have a little bit of a stockpile, so you should at this point still be seeing videos once a week. Honestly, we've had a lot going on at home. We've had a lot of like sort of decisions to make, and it's definitely been slowing things down a bit, hasn't it, Pudding? Yeah. Avery went to school this morning. She has just had her second feed of the day. She's actually been having a few seizures in school. So she's basically consistently been having sort of one a week for the last few weeks. She's had two when she's been in the pool, apparently lasting about three and a half minutes, and then she had another one fairly recently. I think it was last week. All of them stopped on their own sort of within 3.5 minutes. None of them needed the rescue med. If ever she has a seizure in school and she needs the rescue med, I'll go and pick her up, but the school seems to be managing it well. At first I thought, you know, maybe they're like mistaking dystonic patterns for seizures, because she seems to be having an awful lot, and we weren't noticing any full-blown seizures at home. Definitely like epileptic activity, but not actual seizures, like, you know, proper prolonged seizures. But they described them to me and it does sound very seizure-like, so I've asked them if it happens again to see if they can try and take a video, which I know sometimes just not really where your priorities are, but it is helpful for the doctors just to see what is actually going on, because there's a bit of an increase in seizures, which means we may need a bit of a med adjustment. In terms of what we're seeing at home, she keeps doing this very strange kind of movement where she looks very quickly to one side. Usually it's to her right. And that seems to be happening quite a lot. And then also whenever she rouses from sleep, which we already knew her kind of sleep wake cycle is a trigger for her, but whenever she rouses from sleep, like say she stirs a little bit, she does this twitchy thing where her head will kind of twitch repetitively for about 5 seconds. So it's something we're keeping an eye on, not something we're overly concerned about, just because they do only seem to be lasting sort of 5 to 10 seconds and then they're stopping. But it's definitely something we're gonna be bringing up with her paediatrician the next time she has an appointment. But aside from that, she's doing very well at school. She has her favourite things now at school. We recently just had our IDP review, which is kind of like an EHCP but in Wales. It just means individual development plan, and it's essentially kind of her plan that she takes with her throughout her school journey, and it makes sure that she gets the support she needs. What are you doing? And yeah, I was able to have a really good chat with her teacher and find out all of her favourite things in school. So her teacher thinks that she favours the colour purple, because whenever she's choosing paints, she always chooses purple, which is nice. I said I'm not sure if maybe it's something to do with the colour of her school jumper, because her school jumper's purple. She loves the trampoline, which I knew she would anyway, and they finally started to realise that even though Avery looks very fragile, she is far from it, and she just does not like gentle movements. She gets bored with it, and if you're going to bounce Avery on the trampoline, you need to make sure it's a decent bounce. Like, none of this gentle rocking. She's definitely a little bit more boisterous on that front. You prefer rough and tumble, don't you? I don't know if it comes from, you know, being in a family full of brothers. Yeah, is that what it is? I know. We've also been testing out giving Avery little tastes of food again as well. Not actual taste to the point where she can swallow it, but enough so that she can taste it. So when we were away on holiday, she was eyeing up our desserts an awful lot. So we would kind of like place a little bit sort of on her bottom lip and give her the opportunity to sort of lick her lip and be able to taste it. And she also had a bit of a taste of white chocolate the other day, didn't you, Pudding? Now, even though there isn't actually food going into her mouth, it is still, you know, it is something we have to keep a very, very close eye on, because food and things touching Avery's mouth does kind of stimulate her saliva production, which then causes her to sort of, you know, gag a little bit, and there's risk there of aspiration and choking. So we do keep a very close eye on it, but it is really, really nice just being able to give her the opportunity to sort of have different tastes. She also had a little bit of a taste of a vegetable soup that I made. I made like a carrot and coriander soup, and I decided to give her some through her G-tube, and while I was doing that I let her have a little taste of that as well, which she seemed to really enjoy. She's also very much into bubbles at the moment, so shall we show everyone how happy bubbles make you? Avery, do you want some bubbles? Do you want some bubbles? Do you want some bubbles? Yeah? You gotta put your tongue away. Ready? Steady. They're all going behind you. I'm gonna have to move back a little bit. Ready? Bubbles! Do you want some more? Do you want more bubbles? Yeah? Okay. Ready, steady, bubbles! Bubbles make you happy, don't they? Bubbles make you happy. So I have an Amazon haul to share with you guys. Over the last couple of days, I actually decided to just finish off my baby shopping, or the majority of it anyway. At least then it is out of the way. I am currently 29 weeks, which I feel like when I see a lot of people do their sort of nesting videos, they're more sort of like mid-30s, sort of, you know, 35, 36 weeks. And to me, like, oh, that just gives me anxiety, because it's just, even though it is still a lot of time until your due date from then, there's just, yeah, I like to be very, very prepared. So I decided to just get all of my baby shopping done, and at least then over the next couple of months I haven't got to worry about, oh, do I have this, do I have everything I need, what else do I need to buy, that kind of thing. I've already got everything. The only other things that I need to think about are my sort of postpartum essentials and hospital bag things, which I will do maybe in sort of a month's time. Like I said, we've got some things going on at the moment, and it's kind of putting a halt in a lot of our plans, and it's things that we kind of need to get through before I can really start nesting properly, but I will make sure to film when I start nesting. I'm also trying to build a little bit more of a presence over on TikTok, since that seems to be where everyone is at the moment, and over the last few months I've definitely been enjoying getting stuck in the TikTok rabbit hole. So yeah, I am uploading a little bit more over there as well. I do tend to sort of upload whatever I upload on TikTok into YouTube Shorts as well. But if you're not following me already on TikTok, then definitely head over to TikTok and join us there as well, because I feel as though, especially when I get closer to my due date, and maybe even after the baby's born, a lot of my content will be more in that kind of short form for a little while, just until I can get back into sort of filming and editing. But anyway, so yeah, I did a lot of baby shopping from a few different places. So I have a big Amazon haul here to show you, and also a couple of bits that I ended up panic buying from Next. But over the coming weeks I will also have a Temu haul coming for you guys. So if you are interested in seeing what baby items are like from Temu, then make sure you are subscribed. And also I have a big Shein haul coming. Shein is more, there's a few baby bits within that order, but it is more, I kind of more had sort of postpartum in mind, so it is more things for me for my hospital bag and for my kind of postpartum period. But I do really like to sort of test out items from, you know, cheaper brands, because you guys know I love Shein anyway, just because it's so affordable. And every time I've ordered on Temu, I've been really impressed with everything that's come from there, even though you'd expect it to be cheap because, you know, the prices are cheap. I've always been really, really impressed. So let's crack on with the Amazon haul. I've just rambled for so long. Let's crack on with the Amazon haul. So I did use the Amazon baby wish list, which is basically like a baby registry, and one of my favourite things about it is that most of the items that you put on there, as long as it is, you know, kind of baby registry related, you can get 15% off. So I got 15% off an awful lot of these things. There are a few things that are missing that are kind of essential, but those are the things that my mum has actually asked me not to buy because she wants to purchase them. So she is going to be purchasing our baby bath. And the one that we have chosen is a foldable one, so it'll be nice and compact. She is also going to be purchasing one of the Braun ear thermometers, because I think it's about time we upgrade our thermometer. It won't just be handy for the baby, it will also be handy for Avery as well, because we are forever checking her temperature. And I think there was one other thing. Oh yeah, a little sound machine. I was in two minds on whether to get one or not, but Avery did really, really like her sound machine, even though I have a little bit of a traumatic relationship with white noise. But long story short, the night that Avery had her cardiac arrest was actually the first time we used white noise. I didn't have a sound machine then because I'd ordered it on Amazon. It was coming the next day. I was using it on my phone. So there's a little bit of trauma related to it, but even after all of that happened, when I finally sort of decided to use my sound machine again after it happened, Avery did really love white noise, and it definitely improved the quality of her sleep. So I've decided to have a white noise machine. Even if I don't end up using it, it's still a good thing to have, because when I ordered one for Avery, I remember it being at 3 in the morning when Avery was awake, and I was just dying for any kind of solution to improve her sleep because she was cluster feeding. But anyway, once again we've rambled on. Those are the things that I still need to get. Also, Josh has purchased the owlet sock too. He's ordered that off Avery, but that was his purchase. That was one of his kind of baby to buy things, so hopefully that will be here soon as well. So yeah, let's get into the bits that I've purchased off of Amazon. So the first thing I purchased, these literally just arrived today, were a set of these little hats. Now I don't know if any of you guys that have had babies and you're in the UK and you've kind of shopped and baby hats have come with items, they always seem to be massive. So I struggled to find hats that are actually of newborn size, but I found these on Amazon, and I remember having this exact same style of hat but with the bow on it for Avery. She had one on when she was first born. It was kind of the hat that we bought out to put on her the second she came out. I've got pictures of her with it, and it fit her perfectly. And these have a really decent amount of stretch. So it came with 4. This little black and white striped one, a little grey and white striped one, a little blue and white striped one, and then a plain white one, which I think will go really, really nice with all of his like crisp white baby grows. But these are a nice size for newborn because they stretch. Obviously that is very, very tiny, so it might even fit a preemie, maybe not like lengthwise but widthwise. You can always kind of roll them up a little bit more to make them shorter as well, and they do stretch really, really nicely. So I found these style of hats brilliant for Avery when she was first born, so I thought I would buy a few for baby boy, and one of these will be going in my hospital bag for when he is first born, because they do recommend that you pop a hat on them straight away just to help with retaining their body heat. Everything that I can link down below as well, I will. The next thing I purchased from Amazon was these microwavable sterilizer bags. We were given these by the hospital when Avery was in the PICU, and we ended up buying more ourselves for when we came home because we just thought they were so useful for travel. We would keep a couple of these in her baby bag. I just realised I've got the box upside down, but essentially it's just a little bag that you pop all of your kind of bits that you need to sterilise, pop a little bit of water in it, seal it up, pop it in the microwave, and then it sterilises all of your baby bits, like your dummies and your bottles and whatnot, pump parts, and brilliant for travel. So I thought this would be handy for maybe not even travel, but you know, if we're just popping around to family's house and I don't know, we drop a dummy on the floor, we can pop it in one of these, pop it in the microwave, and it will be nice and sterilised. Next thing is a set of muslins. Now I do think I'm going to end up buying more muslins, probably just in store somewhere, but I picked these ones because they are gender neutral. The tones are mostly browns, and what I plan to do is where we keep Avery's muslins at the moment in her little trolley, I am just going to completely refresh that with all gender neutral muslin cloths. I might keep some of Avery's if they're still in good condition. And that is just where I will keep the majority of the muslin cloths. Obviously I'll keep a couple upstairs, but I was just thinking if I start buying gender neutral muslin cloths, then they can easily be used for both children. Not that colour matters, but for things that Avery and the baby can share, I am just trying to go for more gender neutral colours. The next thing that I purchased, which is also something for both Avery and the baby, a lot of the things I found that I've been buying are kind of, you know, joint purpose for both of them, but I picked up a pack of 2 different sizes of these SteriFeed bottles. So these are basically just milk storage bottles. These are the ones that were given to me in the hospital when I was expressing for Avery. So we actually came home with a ton of these when she came home from hospital, and we just thought that they worked. So we have been using those now for 4 years. We use them for Avery's sterile water. We used to use them for her sort of formula milk. And they're still going strong after 4 years. So I thought what would be nice before the baby comes is to chuck out all of the old ones and completely refresh them. I think there's like 10 or 12 in each pack. But yeah, completely refresh them and have nice new ones, not only for the baby but also for Avery. So I thought they're good for Avery's sterile water, and for ever, if ever we need to mix Diorolite or anything like that. And then also they'll be good for breast milk storage as well. The next thing I purchased is a baby car mirror, for obvious reasons. I know that a lot of people like to buy the camera system now for the car, but because our van is electric, we like to avoid taking power from the van whenever we can, because especially on longer journeys the range is not brilliant. So the more power you're using to, you know, power other things, the less power you've actually got to go in the vehicle. So I just picked up a sort of regular rear view mirror for the baby. The next thing I picked up was the Mustela No Rinse Cleansing Water. I've heard a lot of vloggers talking about this, and yeah, I kind of got suckered into the hype. When I showed this to Josh, he was absolutely mortified that I'd spent this amount of money on what is essentially water in a bottle. I mean, I'm sure it's more than just water, but what I thought this would be handy for was in the kind of nappy trolley upstairs, in our room. If ever baby boy needs more than just, you know, what a baby wipe can do, this would come in handy. So a difficult poo, or maybe he's covered himself in sick, something like that. It's going to be much easier to be able to squirt some of this onto a cloth or onto a baby wipe to give it some extra moisture, than to go all the way to the bathroom and, you know, fill a bowl up with water and then bring it back. And it would just be easier to have this. So I'm going to give this a go, but yeah, it could just be a gimmick, who knows, but I'm going to try it anyway. Next thing I picked up, boring but necessary, are just some breast milk storage bags. There are so many different brands and types on Amazon, so I just chose one that was a good deal. I purchased 2 different types of swaddles. I was kind of stuck between these two. So I went for the Love to Dream Swaddle Up, and then I've also got one of the Tommy Tippy what are they called? Oh, they're grow bags. This is one of the ones that has the buttons on the arms, so it can be arms in or arms out. This one is 2.5 tog, this one is 1 tog. So this one will be good for the hospital, and then also maybe throughout the month of September, especially if we have any warmer weather. And then this one will be better for sort of those cooler autumn months. And my plan is to see which one he likes more out of these two before I go buying more of them, and then I will kind of review which tog I need to buy next, because obviously there are, I mean, almost every swaddle brand now has like this kind of guide on what to dress your baby in at night when using the swaddle based on whatever temperature is in your room. British weather is unpredictable. It could be 20 degrees in September, it could be 12 degrees in September, so who knows. I think these will see me through September, and then after that I will probably stock up on whichever he prefers more. I will say the Love to Dream ones are a tad more expensive, but with the 15% discount it was reasonably priced. I like the colours too. I forgot to mention I purchased this one in the sand dollar colour, which is like a really sort of light creamy beige. I can't remember the name of the colour of this one, but it's essentially like a sage green, and it's got just little leaf designs and little pandas on it. It is really, really cute. And then last but not least, again, this was more of a joint thing between Baby and Avery, was a baby monitor. So I did scour Amazon, reading lots and lots of reviews for which baby monitor to get. I ended up deciding to go for a dual unit, so 2 cameras, 1 screen. We still use a camera for Avery at the moment. We're still using, like, you know, a generic sort of camera that connects through Wi-Fi, and although it has, you know, seen us through for the last 4 years, I think it's time to come away from Wi-Fi now, because sometimes it does disconnect. We've been very lucky so far in that nothing has happened when it has been disconnected, but it's just, I think it's just time to upgrade. And what I like about this one is the screen is 7 inches, so it's nice and big, and you can have this in split screen mode, so we can have Avery on one camera, the baby on another camera, and we can view them both at the same time. I'm not sure how much use we're going to get out of camera on the baby to begin with, just because the likelihood is wherever he sleeps we will be anyway. But I've said to Josh, even until we need the camera for the baby, which eventually we will, but even until then we can use both cameras in Avery's room. We can have one on Avery and one on her SATS monitor, and that will still come in really, really handy. So we went with this one. This is from the brand Comfier, and like I said, I just looked through the reviews on Amazon just to make sure people were saying good things about it. So yeah, that is my Amazon haul. So like I said, I do have a few other bigger hauls from different brands coming, and I'll be sure to film those as and when they do arrive. I'm just going to show you the bits that I got from Next quickly. Like I said, these were a bit of a panic buy. I realised that I have more baby grows than I do vests. So I decided that just wasn't a good idea, and I just picked up another pack of vests. This is a pack of 5. And these are actually in first size. The ones we have at the moment I think are in either newborn or tiny baby, so I decided to get, you know, still a newborn size but slightly bigger, just to kind of stretch the use out of them a little bit more. And these are just a nice cream colour. And then I also picked up a longer sleeve vest, but these are in 0 to 3 months, so as the weather gets cooler I just figured it'd be good to just have a few longer sleeve vests on hand. I think there's 5 in here again. Yeah, 5. And again, it's in the same sort of cream colour. Vests generally aren't seen as much as kind of baby grows and whatnot, because they tend to be underclothes anyway, so I wasn't too fussed about the colour. And then last but not least, I picked up this little sort of knitted hoodie slash cardigan slash fleece in this lovely little brown colour. I wasn't planning on getting anything like this because my mum was supposed to be knitting some stuff, which I thought would be better for the cooler days throughout those first couple of months. However, she's having a few problems with sort of pain in her hands at the moment, so I'm not so sure if she's going to be able to get those things knitted, bless her, and I don't want to put the pressure on her. So I've just decided to pick this up for if we have any cooler days and, you know, just a baby grow in a blanket isn't enough and he just needs an extra layer on. I thought this would be really, really handy. And it's really sweet as well. I got this in up to 1 month just so it kind of lasted beyond newborn just a little bit. Although I have said in my videos before, most of my babies are actually in tiny baby for the first week or two, and newborn tends to last them a good 2 months before they grow into the 0 to 3. So we'll see if this little baby does the same thing. They haven't started checking his growth yet, which I found quite odd. I thought they started that at like the 25-week appointment, but no, I have my next midwife appointment tomorrow. So we'll see if they chart his growth and see whereabouts he is. I think all they do really is just measure your bump, don't they? And if the kind of centimetres matches up to your weeks, then you're measuring about right. So yeah, that is my little haul for today. We have just had this delivered, so I am sure the boys will be very excited to see that. See if we can get time to do this with them tonight. So it is TRYTREATS box time. If you are not familiar with TRYTREATS, or you haven't seen any of my many videos where we have featured one of these boxes, TRYTREATS is a subscription service that sends treats from different countries of the world. So far we have not found one that has beat Japan, have we? No. Japan has been our favourite so far. This time our box is from, oh yeah, you liked South Korea, we liked Japan, didn't we, Zach? Yeah. This time our box is from the Philippines. This one is jam packed. Normally they come with a little flag sticker. This time it hasn't, but you do always get a lovely little card with some kind of pretty place or, you know, setting area within the country where your box is from.
Sizzling pork sizzle.
Yeah, and then you read that very quickly. And then also usually it comes with a little recipe card, which is nice, and then a little fact file as well, which is lovely. You also get your card with the description of each treat. So yeah, all of our treats in here. As usual, if you are interested in trying this, you can use my code Mummy Avery and it gets you 15% off your first box, but I will leave that information in the description box below. So we've got a little bit of a system, haven't we, boys, of how we do these boxes. We're in a different setting this time though. Normally we're in your bedroom. So yeah, the boys do rock, paper, scissors on who decides, well, who gets to go first to choose a treat. We try each treat and then we rate each treat out of 10. So, boys, rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Shoot. Zach first this time. This is a good start. So Zach has chosen these. These are potato fries by the brand Oishi. As usual, if I butcher any of the brand names, then I'm really sorry. I'm not very good with other languages. So these are apparently stick-shaped snacks made from real potatoes. They're meant to have a lightly salted flavour and a crunchy texture, similar to French fries. Now what I will say is Josh has requested that we save him some of each of these treats. So we do have to save some for Josh, although this is quite a big bag, so I can't see us going through this. We have not had dinner yet, so it's a strange colour. You'd expect it to taste like cheese for that colour, wouldn't you? Oh no, it does say, it says cheese flavour. It says cheese flavour, so I don't know what it meant by, it says a savoury, lightly salty flavour. I don't want cheese. No, that's definitely cheese.
Yes, cheese.
No potato in it.
I don't.
They are, I think that was really good though. It has a bit of a what's its feel to it, but it's a little bit crunchier. I'm going to give them an 8.
I'll give them a 9.
I'm giving
They're the what's its.
I'm giving them an 8 as well.
2 8s and a 9.
Get some savoury.
Okay.
See the best for last.
Another crisp type snack. Yummy flakes shrimp flavour. So
By Oishi again.
yeah, they are by the same brand, and apparently these tantalise your taste buds with a hint of saltiness that goes great with a refreshing drink. Each yummy flake provides over a third of your daily recommended antioxidant vitamin A.
Sounds good.
Interesting. Handy thing about being in the kitchen is we can just cut these bags open.
I haven't heard about vitamin A in a really long while, so Really nice. 2 each?
Yeah, take 2.
I got 2 already.
Like it.
Mmm. That's really nice.
They smell very, very fishy.
And they're very, very nice.
They're kind of like a...
Prawn cracker.
The aftermath tastes like dog food.
Just a bit more
The aftermath
crackery.
is dog food.
I think they've got a bad aftertaste. Yeah, they're kind of like a softer version of a prawn cracker, but I think they're nice. I give them a 7.
8.
Same.
8.
7.
2 7s and an 8. I am going to go with something sweet, and I'm going to go with these. These look like something very similar that we have here in the UK. Ice gem biscuits.
You got those?
Yeah, we do have ice gems. These are by the brand Kongguan. Again, sorry if I butchered that. That is what it looks like. Literally just looks like our version of ice gems. Maybe a little bit chunkier.
Even the cracker on it is like, no, the dough on it, or whatever that is, it's a bit sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, it just tastes like an ice gem. Give them an 8.
Yeah.
I'm
9.
gonna give them a 9.
Yeah, 8. Yeah,
2.
8.
Hang on.
8, 2 8s and a 9. This is what Zach has chosen. These are called, I'm definitely going to butcher this, Boy Boang by KSK. Filipino snack, best known for its crunchy, garlicky corn nuts. The name translates to garlic boy in English. Interesting.
Garlic.
Oh, they're quite small. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that, but they are like really tiny little corn snacks.
We take 5 each. They smell quite garlicky.
Oh, they are garlicky.
They taste nice.
They're very crunchy, and
they're
they've got a lot of flavour. I'm giving them a 9. I like them, but I like
10.
garlic.
I'm giving them a 5.
A 5.
I
10.
don't like them that much.
10.
How?
Pillows.
Pillows, very purple.
Yeah.
Pillows Ubi by Oishi again. Pillow-shaped snack that is meticulously crafted to deliver a satisfying crunch. Gives way to a burst of rich ubi flavour. I don't know what ubi is. This is making me think... I don't know, this is making me think that they're like filled pillows. I don't know why, but I'm getting like Crave vibes from these.
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
the
I think like
cereal.
chocolate pillows. Right. Vibe.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they got like water under them in the front. Oh!
It's purple.
I feel like we should put this in our cereal.
I got on the
Yeah,
inside.
it literally looks like a purple chocolate pillow.
You got like cream on the inside.
The cream on the inside is also purple, and it's a sweet snack. It is like Craves, like chocolate pillows, but the inside isn't chocolate. It's more of a
Coconut flavour.
It does have a bit of a coconut flavour, doesn't it? I'm gonna give them a 6.
I'm gonna give them a solid 7.
Solid 7.5.
10.5. I'm gonna choose one of these cake things. Pandan cake. There's 2 of these. This one is green and it's by the brand Regent. And this is a soft, fluffy sponge cake infused with a fragrant aroma of pandan leaves, a tropical flavour known for its sweet vanilla-like scent. So that is what it looks like. It literally looks like a sponge cake. What I'm gonna do is actually cut this into quarters because Josh wants to try it, and it has a bit of a green tinge as well.
Thank you.
Odd.
It does kind of just taste like vanilla cake. It's a bit dry, but it's nice. I'd give that a 7 or an 8.
People of the Philippines out there, your food is amazing.
I think we might have one to beat Japan here. 7 or an 8. What about you guys?
9.
9.
9. 9.5. 9.5.
Let's see. My turn.
You're going for that one. So Zach's going for the other sponge cake. So I'd imagine this is going to be similar but a different flavour. And this one is known for its rich coffee flavoured sponge and light cream filling. I'm not the biggest fan of coffee. So it basically looks exactly the same as the last one, except this one has more of like a brown colour instead of a green colour.
It's actually a bit chocolatey.
The coffee's not too overpowering, so that's not actually that bad. Normally I wouldn't even bother trying a coffee flavoured thing, but considering I don't like coffee, that's not too bad. So I would actually give that a 5, which is a good rating for me considering I don't like coffee.
I give it 9.5 again.
10.
10?
Actually, 10,
Do you like the
yeah.
flavour of coffee that much?
Yeah.
25. 25. 10.
Eli.
I'm gonna choose the Sky Flakes. Those actually look great.
Why couldn't you see the flat?
Sky Flakes. Garlic flavour by the brand Mond My San.
They're crackers.
#1 undisputed cracker brand in the Philippines, and they're known for their crispy taste and over-baked freshness. Ideal snack in between meals. Oh, okay, so that is what they look like, and they do crack into 3 perfect
Pieces.
pieces.
Should we each have 1 piece? 2 pieces.
That is nice, but
Okay.
I'm not sure if I can taste the garlic.
No,
I'll give that like a solid 7.5.
It's got, yeah, the flavour's quite muted, isn't it? But it is nice. It just tastes kind of like a cracker. I'll give that an 8.
Solid 7.5.
I'll give that an 8.
giving it
I reckon
7.
I could probably demolish a whole box of those.
7.
Whose turn is it?
My turn.
Is it? I thought it was my turn.
Oh yeah.
So we've only actually got 2 left, and it looks like they're both some kind of cracker. And one is onion cheese flavour and one's cheese flavour. So I'll go for the onion cheese flavour. It's by the brand Regent again. That is what it looks like. And both of these are meant to be a light crispy snack. The only difference is one is onion and cheese flavour and one's cheese flavour. So let's try them both and see which one we like more. So these have kind of broken up a little bit in the pack. You can get the gist of what a full-size one looks like there, but they're all broken. So we're just gonna have to eat the broken bits. They have the texture of like cheeselets.
Actually, they're a bit fishy. Once you get
It's a little bit fishy, isn't it? Nice
And once you
though.
breathe into your own mouth.
And then the last one is basically the same snack, but this one is supposedly just cheese flavour.
Now I have to rate it.
Oh yeah, we do. I'll give that an 8 again.
8.5.
4.
Actually, 8, yeah.
Did you just say 4?
Yeah.
Did you not like it?
No. The
8.
cheese one. I bet the cheese one's going to be not much different. I thought this.
So the cheese ones aren't actually broken, so that is a full-size one.
That's basic. This is basically what the garlic one would look like.
As soon as you bite into it, you get flavour.
It's got less of a weird aftertaste than the last one. I give that an 8 again. I feel like I've given everything an 8, but I really, really, really enjoyed those snacks.
8.
I'm giving that a 9.
You give that one a 9?
Mm-hmm.
What a difference a bit of onion can make. So overall then, guys, what do we normally do? We do best and worst snacks. So which one was your favourite, Eli?
It's so hard because there's so many.
Which is your favourite, is that?
My favourite was the coffee thing.
Oh yeah, it was boy. It was boy.
That was Zach's favourite. They were Eli's favourite. Do you know what? I actually really enjoyed these. I could sit and eat a whole bag of those. I think these are my favourite too. The garlic ball things.
I think my least favourite though was the second to last, the garlic cheese cracker.
That was Zach's least favourite.
My least favourite is probably... Well, actually, there is no least favourite for me.
No least favourite for you. I'd say, I'm going to have to say my least favourite was Zach's favourite, only because I don't like coffee. But even for a coffee flavour, I still thought it was okay. So, I think the Philippines has knocked Japan off of its top mark for me. I really enjoyed that. That's been my favourite.
It makes me feel better that some other people say it, so I'm just going to say yeah. Probably.
I still think Japan's better.
You still prefer Japan?
Yeah.
Okay, well
I
Japan
can't remember.
Japan isn't defeated for Zach yet, but for me, I really, really enjoyed that. That's my favourite so far. So 100% recommend Philippine snacks.
To be fair, I can't remember most of them.
Yeah, we have had quite a few now, but we always enjoy getting them. We do
Yeah.
really, really enjoy doing this. So as usual, I will leave all of the information down below. If you are interested in trying out TRYTREATS. It's a lovely thing to do with your kid as well. It just gives you a bit of a taste of cultures that you may not have otherwise experienced. So thank you again to TRYTREATS, and I think that's actually where I'm going to end this video because I've done a lot of talking today, so I feel like I've got a lot of editing to get through. So yeah, oh, and that is my phone ringing. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye guys.